Game ratings, Chrono Trigger. I know this game better than, well, I don't even know how to put a percent on that, because 99% isn't high enough, but I'm not better than the speedrunners at it. But I do know the steal items for almost every enemy in the game and the health values and all that good stuff. I have beaten this game 6,000 times, and I have played it every upside down way you can. And I do the shuffler of it, the randomizer. It's a very nice looking manual, by the way. This game is just popping off with art from start to finish. It's all presentation. But yeah, I don't really need to load this one up to rate it. That's why I threw it in here. It's gonna be like a... We'll play the intro of it and then go. Can't believe the manual is spoiling all this, though. What the hell? I'm glad I didn't read the manual, I don't think. You know, I played this the first time when I borrowed it from my friend. I don't even know if I have the manual. I have the cart still. But I might have only ever bought it used without the manual. I've never seen this, and I would have been annoyed if I opened up the manual and was spoiled on all of this information that we're getting right here. I have a couple problems with it that are like quality of life modern problems. The battle system, you can't move your character in it, and yet they have location-based attacks. The balance is off. I've never found a way to fix that. I've seen a lot of fan patches that do stuff to it, but I've never seen it like completely fixed. There's a lot of moves in this game, but why use them when Luminaire does more damage than all of them for less? It's just like, it's like that. There's just balances all over the place. You have to retool it quite a bit to fix that, I think. But it doesn't really matter. It's a fairly easy game because of that stuff. It has accessories and things in it that are poorly translated, but they do stuff like everything you do does double damage, or you don't spend mana anymore, actually. You can just spit moves out over and over again. So those are, and I watched somebody run through the SNES version and get lost on some of the maps because of the way the graphics are done. It didn't happen to me, or maybe it didn't, I don't remember. But the DS version fixes that by using a mini-map on the second screen. But sometimes it's a little confusing on where you go in this game. Not in terms of plot, in terms of in the map. But other than that, I don't really have any complaints. This game is near perfect. Like, so good. This manual covers so much information. One of the things people ask me about nearly every time I play this is, what does the battle gauge do? And here's a visual representation of it. It's just a UI change. Battle gauge off removes your who's up next timer on it, which is, you know, bad. So many. All the other like every complaint I have about this is so nitpicky. One of them is like, when you recruit Frog, if you don't walk all the way back to the warp at the top of the mountain across the world, literally, and talk to Specchio and get him water magic, he won't get any magic at all, and you'll be fighting Magus without water, probably, unless you bring Luca and Marl as your team or whatever. Yeah, if you bring Marl, I guess you'll have ice, but like, man, and then you'll have to have Frog with you, and he'll be wasting all that XP the whole time. So just a couple small things like that. Fixable things. You have to bring Frog. So, and since Magus does these like elemental-based things, you need ice with you, so either get him water or eat shit. You're gonna have to bring Marl with you, then you won't have fire. There's a lot of Antipode 3? There's a lot of stuff in here, man. The DS version of this, aside from maybe the translation and the DLC, fixes a lot of the problems I have. Not all of them, though. This manual's like a game FAQ with all the stuff is in here, every single bit of it. They even have, let me see if they have the accessories, but they even have like the end game stuff in here. I'm looking for the rainbow sword, I don't see that, and I don't see some of the other end game stuff. Safe helm is not in here. Haste helm. Doesn't seem like it is. But the dark mail and things like that are. They're missing a couple of them. So it's like a weird incomplete list of accessories. Like, what would you use this for? The game tells you most of this. I was checking to see if the ones that are wrong are in here, because I think it's sunshades or something. It says increases attack power to the max, and it doesn't actually tell you what it actually does. You just have to pull around with it to figure it out. I do like it when these manuals give you, like, here's what you do at the very beginning. Here's how you find anything at all, and it just gives you, like, the very, very beginning. It shouldn't spoil too much, which this does. Holy shit, it just keeps on going, but how far does it go? Oh my god. Alright, it takes you it takes you to the end of the first boss, which is pretty damn far in. It's like 2 hours for the first playthrough. And then there's a little blurb about multi-endings in here. Okay. I don't know. I think I did do the retro achievements for Chrono Trigger. I think I did, because one of them was get level 99. I remember grinding that up. Takes a long time. Thank you. This game is like good the entire way through, which I don't feel like any other RPG I've ever played nails. I kind of don't like the Black Omen very much. It drags, and I don't really like one or two of the areas. I think I would say the Tyranno lair maybe, but they're not that bad, and the plot is like perfect. I feel like every single, like, Final Fantasy, for example, goes off the deep end by the time they get to the end game. Final Fantasy 6 does the ruin, and maybe 5's okay. I don't really remember that one. 4 goes to the moon, and then you get betrayed like 7 times. It's a little crazy. They all seem to do that. This game doesn't, so. But this one and Mario RPG have always been two of my favorites. Plot-wise. And it looks amazing. It still holds up because of the way they did it. All this fancy 32-bit sprite work. The balance is a little silly. And the end game, I think it's great until the end game. That's when, once you start getting the final text, that's when the balance goes out the window. Once you realize that Marl's best thing is going to be like life 2 and she's never going to get an ultimate move, she's out. She's useless. I'm ready to rate this game. Ah! Marl has haste, but you can get it from other places. And even with haste, she becomes dead weight. I guess that depends on your level, though. Like, she's not too bad. If you're, like, in the 40s or 50s or whatever. But when you start to get to the high levels, she becomes just a burden. I just wanted to change the music. There you go. Chrono Trigger. If you like this genre at all, and even if you don't, you're probably still gonna have a good time with this game. It's so good. It's gonna suck you in. Unique ideas all over the place, like crazy amounts of unique ideas. They got dual techs. They have the swappable character. You can just trade them in at any time. The entire time travel system where you can interact with different ages in a big way, like a really big way. Like you can double up your items. You can enhance them. There's multiple endings. There's triple techs. there's a character you can kill or not. Let's see here. Controls. I mean, it doesn't really need anything that it doesn't do. I think it does this fine. I'm trying to think of where it might be bad at controls. It's an RPG. It does fine. You can run in any direction, and you never really have any trouble with that. Appearance. It's Dragon Ball. It is like they put every dollar they could into the art. Like they did the best they could possibly have done. Yeah, New Game Plus is Chrono Trigger, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it came from anything before that. I fucking love the sound effects in this game. That ice sword that we saw during the intro sounds so damn good. Crit noise from Chrono's sword, all that stuff is great. There's so many noises in this game that are iconic. The music is one of those soundtracks that I listen to, like, orchestras play. Like, right? Like, grabbed so many. I have so many versions of the OST of this game. I would listen to it and cry when I was a kid. It was so good. Fascinating, sure. Approachable. That's where you might lose a point with me. I'm not sure. Because I've seen new players try and play this. It's a little bit up there, but it's still not as complicated as some other RPGs. So hate the player? Yeah, right. I think it's a really easy one. Gives you saves all the time. It gives you so many good items. The only thing I can think of that's kind of mean is the standard RPG thing where you game over and lose progress. But in this game, that's super unlikely to happen. I can only think of a couple places where it would. If you fight Lavos without saving, there's a couple places where you might be trapped against a bunch of dudes in a bad way. You might go to the wrong zone first once you have the branching paths part. If you go to the desert area and try to save the forest first, you might be in trouble. But if you haven't saved before going in there, I don't even know how you made it that far, so I'm not going to give them points here. Difficulty here is, I think, a 2. Name a more iconic RPG. There's only a couple that would compete with this one. This one's always... Game FAQs had the game ratings tournament thing, and this kept winning over and over again for I don't know how many years. This game does a hard... Well, it does a bunch of new things really well. It has a removal of hard mode with New Game Plus. You just burn through it again. Too many new things to list. I almost want to give them extra more than 5 points on unique ideas. It's so far out of the box. This was the All-Star Team game here. Approachability is the only part where I'm like, not sure. I think they wanted you to win this game. They wanted you to experience the whole story. So they don't really like screw you over and lock you up. I'm gonna leave it at 39 points out of 40. Currently the 131st, the worst game on the list out of 131. Chrono Trigger, right?